Hi, this is Peter Stanley. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to show how to make a self-watering container out of 2 buckets. Alright, first just ignore this camera and hat. It's just a point of view camera so I can try to get better shots. That's why I'm wearing it. But this is a very commonly made system, sometimes called a sub-irrigated planter or a self-watering container, and it's made with 2 buckets. I wasn't planning on making any more of these because I'm kind of enamored with the GroBucket system now, but I have gotten a lot of requests to show a step-by-step, and also I'm going to do a comparison grow between the GroBucket and the DIY system. So I'm just going to walk through this. The materials you need: 2 5-gallon buckets, a drill, 3-inch hole saw, a 1 1/4 inch hole saw, and a piece of 1-inch PVC pipe. Also need a small drill bit. This is a 10 mm, something close to that, or 1/4 inch is fine. This is just what I'm using. To start, basically we're going to drill the bucket that's going to contain the plant potting mix. We'll have a 3-inch hole drilled in the bottom, several small holes around it. I failed to mention you also need a 3-inch net cup, doing the way I make it. The 3-inch hole will be cut here, so the potting mix will be packed down into this, and that'll be down inside the second bucket, which has the reservoir, and it's going to act as a wick to pull up water and nutrients up to the potting mix layer. It's important to have the holes. That's an aeration screen that allows some air to get to the potting mix, and it's important to have a gap between the bottom of the inside bucket and the top of the nutrient level, which will be in here, and I'll show you how to find that. First we'll start with this bucket. So we're going to start with a hole in the middle for the net cup, and I'll start in the forward position until the center piece here cuts in, and then I'll switch it to reverse, and that makes it not grab as much when you're drilling. Try to get it close to the center as you can. I'm switching it to reverse. See how that looks. And then next, the hard part, not really hard, but the tedious part is drilling the million little holes. But there's another hole we need to drill, and that's for the drain tube. And I'm going to drill this the same way. A lot of folks put it on the far edge. I like to put mine closer to the middle because you can kind of use the fill pipe as sort of like a plant support, sort of a dual purpose. That's why I put mine kind of near as close to the 3-inch hole as I can. So I'm going to put this right here, and this is in the forward position just like the other one. Switch it to reverse. Now I need to drill the million little tiny holes for the aeration screen. When you see how much work it is to make this, you may want to consider the GroBuckets. I'll put a link up above and in the description to my GroBucket video. You could really bust out probably 10 GroBuckets in less than half the time it takes to make one of these. So they're really not time efficient. That's one thing people complain about the price. It costs about $13 a piece for the GroBucket insert or GroBucket kit. It's really not a bad deal when you look at all the time and other materials. Like you may not have all these specialty hole saws and things that cost a lot of money. I'll go ahead and drill like lots and lots of little holes. I'm going to take a break just to address something. Whenever I post a video involving a 5-gallon bucket, there's always comments and questions about if they're food safe or not. And honestly, I don't know if this Lowe's bucket is, but I'm not really worried about it personally. I'm just showing you how to build it. So if you want, you can get 5-gallon food safe buckets. And I know Walmart has carried them. They're in the painting section. They're white and have a yellow sticker that says food safe. And they just cost a little more than the regular 5-gallon buckets. So if you have any worries about it, just get a couple of those. But I always get asked about it. You want to have some really close to the center here, and that's to kind of zip tie the 3-inch net cup in place. I'll show you about that in a minute. You really can't have too many of these holes, so as many as you can. Alright, so that's how that looks. And you can take a knife and just kind of trim these up a little. I usually do. If you have any little pieces that are hanging. Like I say, a lot of people have showed videos on this and they all have little variations, and they also you could scale them up to same principles with like totes and things, but this is how I do mine. And my original inspiration was from a video that King Star made, and I'll put a link to it in the description. I do a few things slightly different. Not saying King's is bad or anything, but it's mostly what he did. King has some really good videos. He makes a lot of good content. All right, so that's that part. Next, we need to measure and drill the drain hole for the reservoir bucket. One thing with this kind of system, you can use any, bigger, smaller buckets, rectangular, square buckets, as long as they're the same size and fit within one another and have kind of a lip like this that will stop it. So as you can see, this stops there. So that's kind of where I'm going to measure. What I do is kind of lay it like that so I can get a measure for the bottom of the bucket. So I know that the top of this line, actually the top of this line is the bottom, is where the bottom of this bucket's going to be. I need an air gap. I need an overflow hole below that. I usually go about 1 inch, and that keeps the water from filling up past that point and allows you to have a aeration layer between the nutrient level and the bottom of this. So I'm going to measure out. So this is right at 3 1/4. So I'm going to do 2 1/4. So the top of this bottom line is where the bottom of this drill bit needs to go. So that's going to be the overflow point. Trim it out. So that's all you have to do for that. So, another point, I like to use black buckets for the reservoir, and that's just to keep light from penetrating and maybe getting algae in it. But if you fill it often enough and just kind of pour a little extra, let it kind of flush out, you probably wouldn't have that problem anyway. I mean, I've used non-black buckets and this worked fine. But I get them, they're kind of hard to find now. Maybe it's one of those supply issues. Walmart has had them, but Walmart online, not the store. And Home Depot has had them. The Home Depot has had the better price, 10 for like $33. It's the same exact buckets you would get in the grocery store for $10 each for hydroponics. But if you search on Argy Black 5-gallon bucket and on Home Depot, and if they're still out, there's a thing where you can like sign up for a notify me. So that's something you can do if you want to use these. But just regular buckets will work, but you really need to kind of flush them if there is any chance algae could build up. Most people will, if they're using the net cup method, they'll just drop it in here and just go with that. But the problem is, if you look closely, there's a gap between the bottom of the net cup and the bottom of the bucket. So it's probably over 1/2 inch. That's nutrients that aren't available. Anything below this is going to be touching it, so the nutrients aren't going to be available. So I do it a little differently, and basically I'll take one of these and some scissors. I've already done this one, but just kind of cut it. So you just need this part. So what we're going to do is actually attach this from the bottom, but we're going to offset it by putting this one in first. And you want to kind of line these up like that, and that's going to give it the little extra distance plus the width of the bottom of the bucket. What we're going to do is take like this and just zip tie it from the outside to the bottom, and then just to test fit it. It's not secured yet, but you can see that it goes all the way to the bottom that way, and that makes all of the nutrients available to the wicking mass that'll be in the net cup. So I'm just going to use some just generic zip ties. So what I'm going to do is push these through from the inside, lift them out through the net cup and back through the inside, and then secure them on the inside part. And I'll do one more. So that is that. I just need to kind of tighten these a little bit and then trim off the inside. So now you can see it might be maybe a tiny, there's a little bit of an indentation in the bottom anyway right there, but it's maybe like that much space as opposed to that much. So when everything's kind of weighted down, it's actually going to push that down to the very bottom. There's going to be a lot of potting mix in this. Another thing I want to point out for your drain tube, it just needs to be as long enough to poke out the top here. And then if you want to make it longer, like you say you want to extend it, add a coupler and a longer piece. That way it does actually work well as a plant support as well as a filling tube. But the one very important thing to do is to cut the bottom at an angle. So it hits the bottom of the bucket, the water nutrients can come out of it easily, as opposed to sitting like this. It would make it harder for the nutrients and water to come out. Easy way I've found to cut this at an angle, and this is another tool you're going to have to get if you build these, is just a plain miter box, and they just kind of wedge up against a bench or table, and it comes with a saw, special saw for it. And then you would take your long piece that you're cutting and then just use one of these diagonal guides like so, and just hold it still and just cut it through, and then you'll get a angle like that. And as you can see, the 1 1/4 inch hole saw makes the perfect size for a 1 inch pipe. The 1 inch pipe I think is by the internal diameter, and between the thickness on both sides makes up the extra 1/4 inch. And I have to twist it a little bit, but yeah. You could trim it out a little bit with a knife, but generally it's fine just to do that. So now we're ready to fill, and I'm just going to, just as another reminder, when we put the potting mix in, we're going to really pack it down tight in this center part. That's where the wicking is going to occur. You want it as dense as you can, and just kind of fill regularly after that on top. A little bit's going to fall through. It's not that big of a deal. The bulk of it's going to stay. So you fill it up and install the plant, and then water it in from the top water it really well. You may have to top water it a few more times until the roots start growing down, and then you can just use the fill pipe. Just kind of pay attention to the plant, and if it looks like it's not getting enough top water, roots eventually get down far enough and they'll start pulling up where it's wicking at down here. And make sure wherever you put it, it's on a level surface, because if it's tilted, the nutrients could potentially start wicking up into the aeration layer. You don't really want that. You want that gap between the bottom of this and the top of the nutrients. Let me set up a GroBucket really quick, just so I can do a comparison grow between this and the GroBucket. All right, so the GroBucket's ready. Just wanted to really show that how quick and easy it was to build this compared to the DIY. I think both would do equally as well. This cost about 13 bucks plus your bucket and a small drill bit. I hope you can appreciate the time savings, and you don't need as much other stuff to build it. I'm not going to recommend for or against it, but personally I like the idea of this. So we're going to fill both up. I already showed you how to fill this in another video. I'll link it below, and I'm going to set up both of these for a comparison. You want to really pack it down in that center cup. And again, I mentioned it before, but this is just some inert well draining potting mix. I like the Fard 3B. And if you're using hydroponic nutrients, you want to get something that doesn't have fertilizer already in it. And now I just kind of fill this regularly without mashing it down real hard. You can also use cocoa coir or cocoa coir mixed with perlite if you're doing the hydroponic newts. Kind of gently tap it down, but don't mash it like you do the center part, and just kind of keep your fill tube straight. I fill it to the top, and I'll make a little indentation for my plant. I'll get that in there. So I've got 2 Olive Rocotos. One's going in here, one's going into the GroBucket. All right, so I got these roots kind of loosened up a little bit. Kind of get it close to this pipe. As it grows, I can tie to it. Push down just a hair. Put a little more on top. And now I just need to water this in carefully, top water it, and not use any nutrients initially, just kind of let the plant adjust and kind of get over the shock of the transplant. And then I'll start adding nutrients. I think I'm going to feed it Maxi Bloom or Master Blend. I haven't decided yet. All right, these are both set up. I went ahead and, I know this is going to be confusing to folks later on. I put a piece of PVC pipe in here just for plant support on the GroBucket setup. And the one on here is plant support, but also the fill tube. On the GroBucket, the fill hole is right here. And it has a water level indicator that'll rise up as the reservoir comes up. Again, check out the video I put out a couple weeks ago. I'll link it in the description. So these are both Olive Rocotos. It's an unintentional cross of mine from a few years ago. It was stabilized by Peter Merrill of Semillas La Palma. I also growing the chocolate Rocoto that came out of the same strain. These have a few fruits on them already. It's a really viney plant, so I'm going to try to get some of these kind of, maybe add some zip ties to these to kind of train them to kind of grow up. I don't know. Rocotos just kind of grow like that. So yeah, so I'll let it go and I'll provide updates throughout the season. It's going to let these go side by side. Hopefully they'll both do well. That wraps up the DIY self-watering container build. Hope you all like that. Hope it's useful. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.